This subject that you are talking about today, how to breathe, how to make culture, how to use culture, and how to connect that with architecture. What do we need for that? First chapter, of course, what is culture, I would say. And then ultimately, secondly, what is architectural culture? So, to start with, it's all about value, and actually about our value in that way. And in its very existential mode, it's about our desire to live or to survive. It is about interaction, and it wants to be open. It is a culture that's about curiosity. And I'm talking about global values in that way. And it's about access for all, to be honest. Let's be frank about it. It is about the ability to speak out and maybe to criticize. It's about responsibility and respect. It's about freedom to comment and to explore. And it's about the ability to invent, maybe to surprise. It's about now and it's about the future. It creates paths that go beyond the current pragmatics, beyond the known, maybe even beyond the unknown, and beyond the fear. Maybe that are definitions for culture and for architecture culture. Second chapter, how to do that in that way. Maybe this kind of targets, this kind of objectives are facilitated and made possible by a true culture that enables that. And that means it's by many as possible. Again, by us. But to specify that, and that's what we're here today, it means I have a wish list of people that I would like to ask to participate to make those values true. Policymakers, yes. Institutions, yes. Private companies, yes please. Funds, media, critics, grants, galleries, where are they? Investors, please. Action groups, filmmakers, discussion platforms, researches, tests, books, etc. This whole package is what can cover that. And I cannot do that on myself, obviously. It is a culture of relations, of mutual relations that I would like to talk about. And a culture that never stops. Now, how to encourage ourselves to go further, and that always asking, as my speaker before said, what is next? That brings to the third chapter. In order to give some examples of this iteration, from the other to the next, is what I want to show. So I've say 4 or 5 examples, depending on the time. And of course I want to start in this chapter with my own. Because I could not have been here with the Stimuleringsfonds. In the Netherlands you have a fund for young architects where they can do something with it. Where they are challenged with some, say, grandfathers to start up their office, to start up their thinking, to make a book, to make an announcement. This is so wonderful. I do hope that many countries are finding this kind of funds to support next generations and next, say, steps in that. What did I do with that money? I made a book, this book, just the content, what it is, about a space camp. But what is more important, I made these films flying over the planet to show that the planet is incredibly boring. I'm stunned that all these cities look the same. If I go from Mexico to Tokyo, then our ancestors, with all respect, didn't produce that much niceness. Our cities are one conglomerate of mediocrity. And that's growing in a while. In this research that I could do, I could show what we need to balance that out. The ecological footprint. If I want to compensate my countries, then I have to do this basically. I need a double Korea in that way. And if we behave like Americans, then we need 1, 2, 3, 4 planets to compensate our behavior. And I could define then, maybe do, based on that kind of observation, my target. And I could see that architecture would be a tool to do that. And I painted this impossible world out of that. With that money, I could study a kind of ideology about free migration. And I balanced that on a research that when the US has this amount of inhabitants and GDP, China that, Sierra Leone that in order to, when you open the borders, we will all be equal somehow, maybe. And that means that US grows, China will maybe more or less the same, and Sierra Leone will not be there anymore. That means that this, say, diagram will change. Suddenly we have enormous densities that will grow in certain places. And for my own country, for the Netherlands, I have to say, please welcome. And at this very moment, in this year, we are talking about that. So how many years after this? Well, are we now closing borders or are we opening them again? That's what I wanted to say in that book. Thanks to that stimuleringsfonds, I could do that, for better and for worse. And I closed that chapter. But what is next in that? And I bring you to the next chapter. And I could go to another fund. And I think that's very important. And I do hope that your next, say, president will go for that. How to make a fantastic research fund in a way. Research to, in this case, the European Union gave me the fund to start this Y factory in that way. And that wanted to give some budget to study things that we need for the future. Curiosity, as I was pleading for. Okay, I could do this in this university, make this tribute, start to make elements, invite people to discuss and even evaluate that budget that you get, make books with students so that they can show the future of our cities. So there are some books that we made on that, about the Y Factory itself, about being visionary, I do hope, about dreaming green, and some of you might know the specific study where I could use the building industry also to think about buildings that don't want to be stupid like this ones. The ones that are endlessly only repetition of interiors and that don't want to be open, that are somehow acultural in that way. And how to attack that? With what kind of fun can I make then an advertisement for towers that open themselves? That if I ask students to do that they do it in every way. Just by, say, splitting the buildings or by opening it up in a very hard, like a pregnant woman, so that you have this kind of beauty and open towers in that way. To split it like cactuses, so that you have more washing lines in between the elements. And the series could be invented by this young generation to make this kind of series. From nothing to maximum was all these sequences we're thinking about, and leading ultimately to this carpet of towers, a beautiful, say, sea of towers that we were like exhibiting everywhere, where everyone show step by step how we could maximize our, say, beautiful openness in the future with this kind of, say, stupidity of the towers. And then we can imagine these kind of elements. And gradually, this is 5 years ago. Now I see elements happening. Yes, Johnstown at the moment. I see certain buildings of my colleagues coming up that makes it more open. But of course there are beauties in that way. I mean, this was of course a dream that we had. That we use our houses to step up and to step back and at that moment have a very polite tower in that way. I'll come back to that later when I talk about soul. So these kind of exercises were done, and we could continue with that, with those towers, to imagine a next step with that research fund, to explore the parameters behind it, the knowledge behind it, scripting it, instead of, say, post-scripting, pre-scripting. Like here, what you can do with stairs in a tower, and when you stack the houses on top of it, I get this kind of beauties, that towers look more beautiful than Escher ever had made in his paintings as such. Or if we dream about landscapes, and we make a tower for that, then in between the houses, I have to bend them like this, so that they connect and turn into grottos that kiss each other, and I go from one to the other, and suddenly I have beauties again. Pockets where we can meet, or where we can cool, or we can put water in, or we can have view, or where we can somehow survive in density again, is what these studies are somehow advocating. And then I go to the next step. To the stimuleringsfonds that gave me money to calculate it in that way. And that somehow says, okay, how much will that cost, ladies and gentlemen, to make that opening? And soon you will see that book on the market, to have you there and to talk with you about its results. So this is what I thank the European Union for that I could do that. But I take one step further, to other funds that are there, to other, say, kind of groups. Even private foundations are very helpful these days. That's the next chapter that I want to do. And I on purposely talk about, say, maybe future elements. Maybe you've seen so many buildings today that you get bored of it. From research to applications is this chapter. And this was funded by the Droog Foundation. You know Droog Design? They were marvelous. They maybe are now almost like 70 years old, these people. But with their, say, ideology, they could make it possible to take artists, to take cultural thinkers to certain other places over the planet. So I was taken with a group to the north. Why the north? To the polar area, because as a source of inspiration to imagine what we can learn from the north. Yes, it is boring maybe, but it has no roads. I dream about no roads, and you know the consequences that I had with my sky garden today and not reaching you. It is infinity in that way. You have to survive in other means. You have maybe other kind of plannings, other kind of say mentalities, other kind of say unexpectedness, or other kind of way of dealing with food or with the endlessness. It has a certain kind of luxury. Imagine that infinity put in our cities again. Imagine that silence can be part of our experience again. So that is what we used from Droog into these new urban luxuries that are defined now by density and access, and they're loud and crowded. So what can we do to explore the anti-claustrophobia? So I'll give you 4 ideas. The 24/7 feeling of the North was dreaming about this kind of products, not one sun, but hundreds. So that you can do yourself whatever where you want to have your sun. Each day, a flying light particle above you that takes you with you, that becomes a small device so to light up our environments. 7 billion and 1 suns in the world was the idea. How to make that at the moment? What kind of FLP do I need to do it? How to access that? That's what this research is about. So this idea, they say this stupid idea of Droog design, to make that exploration lead now to a product with a company to make that possible in the end. And to have all this technology in it so that this becomes like my dream at the moment. So in the silent city, we explored the next one. Like what would be when it's quiet, like when the first snow has fallen. It's light as like steam, how to do that. So we were working on this gel, the sea gel, that somehow clusters around noise. That means basically that when you have a train, the train looks like this. Or when I am on a balcony, suddenly this is my city that belows, because it indicates where the noise is in that way, that moves through the city, and that sometimes appears if we have more noise on that way. So that means that we somehow can talk with our environment in that way. That if we are silent, we can open it up, and if we are noisy, then it closes again. Or a halo. It's another one that I love to do. I dreamed it, because in the north you don't have fences everywhere. And so what happens in that moment, if I have an environment without fences, your country is especially addicted to it somehow. Because in your rules you have a lot of them. But can we do that? Can we imagine that kind of spaces? How to determine that level of protection? And if that activates by yourself, let's imagine clothes that indicate that you are something is happening. That you do have to access to it, and then it might lead to something like that. Or the forest city. How can we imagine a place where any tree is enlarged? That's somehow the dream for my skyline in a way. Is that if we do this, mirrors everywhere, we could create, so we try to make buildings where you would have nature everywhere. I'm not going into the details of the sections of that building, but this would be your city. And everything reflects also your tramways, your cars, your buildings that turn it into a fantastic, endless mirror of nature. Where are we going to build this, ladies and gentlemen? This is done by students. This is done not by professionals in that way. It is given a sign for a next thing. And I end with the Horizon City, of course, because I want to be infinite. I love this, and that I can look in the middle of your city to your beautiful mountains. We don't use them enough, but I think that would be great if I can have this kind of perspectives. But that means that everything should be transparent, except maybe the things that should be too intimate. So we're looking what could we more say, open up with all its means and all its technology behind it to make this kind of endless world and to make these products out of it, make these images that somehow dream about infinity. What's the next? Coming back from the north. Take you to Amsterdam for a minute. And I learned from the students in that way. And when this street in Amsterdam has now this kind of view of old houses that gradually, at first were normal houses to live, then gradually become shops. And now with enormous, say, say, attention of the Rijksmuseum and an enormous amount of, say, Asian and Russian people that come to these places, they want to turn that street into something like the Champs-Élysées or the Ginza as such, to make it all the bigger brands there. So what to do then with cuteness of Amsterdam, where, say, the big brands want to be there, they have an identity, but on the other hand, they want to be also transparent. So we said, okay, maybe this was the history, this is what happened, and this was what the architects of the corporate firm from the US was designing, vernacular architecture. We said, no, should we do that? Can't we go back and stretch it a bit away, but do it then in these new products that the Rogue design started to imagine? Can we do it like that, so that suddenly it becomes a crystal house, where even every detail would be transparent, would be touchable, would be lovable as such, and where everything could be visible at that moment? And that suddenly, when this is the situation that I have with perspective on the Vondel Park, then it only becomes like a veil, this new kind of shopping area. So what was next? The mayor said no. He said, you should use normal bricks in that way. I asked him how many. He said, I don't know. So we checked it out, like a couple of 100 meters around this area, and found out that the average is about 20% of bricks that are used in the area. So we said, okay, let's then talk. Let's see if this is what we don't want, and this is what we desire. And if you like that, we ended up with 20% is what it wants to be. And now, maybe how to make it then, was what they ask. And here, say, research suddenly comes in. And again, maybe with certain kind of funds that we could find. We are working now with Italian makers that are making these bricks, with Greek Italian girls, dentists that glue the stones now, and to test it in this moment, and to see what can happen out of it. Yes, it works, but not everywhere. I have to thicken it, so like with this. I have to turn the wood in this kind of elements, and these are all the elements that are needed then to construct this house out of it. Oh, I forgot the beams in that way. Alarming, and yes, maybe they are the most beautiful part of this considered, say, visibility or invisibility. And of course, the most expensive detail is how to do this in the end. This negotiation act became the more, say, difficult aspect. So what was nice in that moment is to work, say, both with the Italian and Greek girls, as with our, say, fat Dutch workers with tattoos and earrings, with fingers like this, and how to treat and touch this in a year and a half to construct this house out of this kind of mini material. Then you start to become lovable in that way. Then you start to think maybe that there's a next step in our environment. So if I take you further, what it is now, and I walk you through that street, and suddenly you see maybe that there's something crystal in that place. And that if you go further and go into it, you see the transition from, say, Amsterdam to New Amsterdam, or in different directions. It is in a way a part of a dream that we start to paint, and now make maybe a building that you want to touch if you pass by, and that you want to go in order to explore the crystalness of its environment. Amsterdam at the very moment is connected to the world. Localness is connected to the transparency that is desired. And what is the next? Of course, the evenings are nice in Amsterdam these days, so you again want to touch this. But the next thing is maybe this part, if it works. Oh, this doesn't, so I can't give you a scoop, so that will be later. And what to do next, of course, is to go further. So in Hong Kong, we opened this office where everything is transparent, what we could do to test with all its acoustics and all its measurements that could we think about it. And now in Venice and in Chengdu, in the restaurant, we make this kitchen that also everything there could be imagined and touched by glass, by transparency. Yes, also the fridge in that way, also the walk area, also the pipe work, and also everything is visible. Is it? And you should clean it, I'm aware. So it encourages also something against, say, the dust, and it encourages the hygiene. So that's a step, what we can learn, what we earn, I would say personally, from since Droog design in that way. And to turn it somehow into the next step, that is what you have given. Because the Droog Foundation has been paid, not by me. It has been paid by you, by others, by Europeans, by designers in that way. Now the next step. Because of course, I can imagine also like charts that we do, that cities help. Governments can be fantastic. And from city to buildings is an interesting step. Who should pay for what? So I give you the example of Rotterdam in that way. I mean, it used to be cute and it had a fantastic harbor, and somehow it went wrong, and then it flattened out. Rotterdam started again after the war with this kind of buildings. They were optimistic as such. They made bigger ships.